my audience.
I want you to close your eyes for a second and think of the courage one must summon to risk their life for another. The amount of self-sacrifice that is required is unimaginable for most of us, and we can only hope that when we're put in that dastardly situation to be able to do the right thing. Enter Audi Murphy, who, according to Joseph Parker, thrust himself into this precarious situation before he was even 18. Most people shy from learning about history. These real stories have nuggets of wisdom, meaning to forget is akin to throwing away a pot of gold. That is why it is imperative for people to continue to tell the stories of society's heroes. I have a deep love and respect for history. I've spent all my life learning, researching, enjoying the stories that have done, and they have real-world consequences to them. They've impacted my life, and I've learned many important lessons from them. This backdrop may give more credence as to why I am choosing to spend this opportunity to educate the masses about the lesser-known figure named Audi Murphy. A staple of American thought and action, it is hard to come by someone who truly represents a hero like him. Not only did he come from an extremely troubled background, but he was able to overcome these obstacles to achieve his destiny. Then, when faced with the choice to back down or stand up and protect his comrades, he chose the latter every single time. As I present the details of his heroic actions, I hope it becomes clear the importance of remembering this man, not only to honor him, but to inspire the next generation of Audi Murphys. Not to waste much more time on myself, though, allow me to go into the escapades of Audi Murphy and how much he truly changed the course of history. Audi never took no for an answer. When put up with friction, he always pushed through. When he first attempted to enlist in the Marines, he was denied. He then tried the paratroopers, denied there as well. Well, this would stop most people from trying to pursue their dreams, not Audi. He went to his sister for help, who he had to because, according to Parker, both his mother and father were out of his picture, with his mother dying early when he was young and his father running away. This caused Audi to have to step up for his family, where he had to learn how to shoot a rifle. According to the Hall of Honor, his excellent marksmanship abilities can be attributed to having to learn how to hunt to feed his family, where he had to hunt small game such as deer and rabbits. Audi's sister helped him get into the infantry, which, while not his first choice, shows us his dedication for the cause. His sister forged his parents' signature, which, because he was 17, he would have required in order to join the military. Audi worked rigorously during the application stage to gain extra weight to become eligible, because according to Parker, Audi was a little bit too underweight. So, he had a diet consisting of milk and bananas, and magically, due to this pre-workout, he was able to gain weight and reach the minimum requirement. He was then shipped off with the 15th Infantry Regiment, and now the real fun had begun. Audi's military experience sounds like something straight out of an action movie, and combined with the knowledge that these events were very real and monumental to the war effort, not even a century ago, show us how thankful we must be of this man. After miles of traveling with no battles to be fought, he got his first opportunity in southern France with his best friend Tipton. Everything was going smoothly until Parker describes to us that Tipton was shot by a surrendering German soldier. This enraged Audi, and he went on a killing spree, taking up a machine gun in one hand and a grenade with another, charging straight into multiple German bunkers, capturing them all to avenge his dead friend. This somehow was not his most courageous action, as he was given another opportunity later in the war to earn the infamous Medal of Honor. According to the Hall of Honor, in January 26, in 1944, in the winter cold, Murphy was entrenched in deep fighting with his platoon. The Germans had made a daring last-ditch gamble and launched an offensive through the Ardennes forest, nicknamed the Battle of the Bulge. This surrounded multiple different platoons and cut them off from their main command, putting them in a precarious situation. His platoon had suffered so many casualties that only 19 of the original 128 were considered battle-ready, according to the Military Hall of Honor. This led Audi to take heroic action, and he ordered the rest of his forces to pull towards the rear and reorganize. He then hopped on top of a burning, destroyed tank, grabbed a hold of a 50 cal machine gun, and shot at the Germans relentlessly. He took wounds in the legs and the torso, but continued to fire and to call artillery strikes right on his own position, which was able to give enough time so that the rest of his units could push forward to a counterattack and blunt the Germans' attack. This was very, very important, as it not only saved the men of his platoon, but again, blunted the whole German attack as a whole, which, due to the position of his platoon, would have caused massive fallbacks to happen, leading to the saving of thousands of miles of territory and thousands of lives saved. Now, with this good amount of context, I hope when the name Audi Murphy is mentioned, thoughts of patriotism flash through your head, and you'll be able to remember how others like him have answered the call. This boisterous amount of showing of courage is normally only seen in books and movies, but for Audi to show no fear and act with everyone else in mind is a true hero. His actions not only saved the day, but impacted the war as a whole, showing us how a small individual action can have huge consequences. If anybody was the word selfless, it was Audi. He not only took up the call like so many to be brave, but he pushed through the added barriers, willing to risk it all for his comrades when push came to shove. Through him, it was possible to see why we must strive to be good people and recognize the sacrifice required to live in the world we do today. Not only that, it's important to be ready to make that same sacrifice so that others can experience the life that we have. There are few that can claim to do so much with so little. Most, if not all, of the human race would have faltered long before the opportunity to become a hero like Audi did. Therefore, Audi Murphy is the embodiment of what a soldier and a good person should be: persistent, strong, brave. His name forever lives in the history books as a reminder for people to not ideally stand by when action is needed. Thank you. You can clap. Thank you.